Hello everyone, welcome back to Fight Tonight channel. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for supporting me, guys. Shakur Stevenson's manager says there is only one way the Devin Haney fight doesn't happen. Shakur Stevenson is ready and waiting for a shot at Devin Haney's undisputed lightweight title. The two-division world champion is only one fight deep into his lightweight campaign, but his previous honors have seen him to the mandatory slot for Haney's belts. That should be enough for fans to see that fight, which promises elite-level boxing. But the champion has so far been coy about his next move. Stevenson is convinced that Haney doesn't want it, and his team may feel the same. Speaking to Fight Hype, the 26-year-old's mentor and manager, G. Prince, hinted that Haney's side may be pricing themselves out of the contest. Oh yeah, no question mark. We want that fight, we're available, ready and waiting. The only way that fight don't happen is if they don't want it. When a person don't want to fight, there is a lot of ways of saying they don't want it. One of the best ways is they overbeat themselves. Just know we're ready and waiting. Prince kept quiet on whether or not any meetings had taken place with Team Haney and mutual promoter Bob Arum. That's private, but the most important thing is that we're ready. Shakur definitely want a piece of his ass. The fans want to witness the fight because I think it will be a good one. It ain't on us, we're ready. Neither man has a fight penciled in, and it seems to be now or never should they fight in the lightweight division. Stevenson has also expressed interest in the money man, Gervonta, while Haney recently had a public exchange with super lightweight champion Regis Prograis. Following a successful defense of his WBC super lightweight world title in New Orleans, Regis Prograis promptly spoke to Devin Haney about stepping inside the ropes. Prograis' start wasn't ideal against Danielato Zorrilla. He touched the canvas in the first round, but the referee decided not to rule it a knockdown. It's no secret Haney is looking to move up to 130 in the near future, and promoter Eddie Hearn has offered him the Prograis bout. The two fighters hoped on a video call post-fight, orchestrated by Haney's father and the trainer Bill. Prograis told Haney to not underestimate him. "What's up? Me and you next, Devin. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm telling you in front of your dad. I'm whoop your ass. Get that one performance, fucking it up. I'ma bust your ass. It ain't gonna be like that with you. You know that, huh? Hopefully we see each other next." While Haney's replies are hard to hear, his smile says he would be confident to become a two-way world champion if the fight is made. Prograis has now completed one of a 3-fight deal with Hearn's matchroom, and is aiming for Haney and the unification before the terms are revisited. Boxing. Devin Haney blames Floyd Mayweather for messed up state of the sport. Devin Haney holds Floyd Mayweather Jr. responsible for the current state of affairs in boxing, which includes fighters who are unwilling to square off against one another and promoters who only want to make money. Haney believes that Mayweather is to blame for this crisis, with his obsession with maintaining at zero at all costs and use of cherry-picking to make sure he was never on the way to accumulating his 51-0 record. He is the father of the current collapse of the sport. Haney, who is highly regarded and formerly had a strong friendship with Mayweather, has surely not shied away from a challenge. The Dream, who is only 24-year-old, has already defeated notable opponents like Jorge Linares, Yuriorkis Gamboa, George Kambosos Jr. twice, according to Haney, who was interviewed by the Pure podcast. Boxing may adapt so that the major matches are forced to happen. Following Mayweather's example, fighters and their promoters now only take mild touches and carefully fabricate resumes to receive the public, the uninformed supporters, and in the dark, unaware that they are viewing fool's gold rather than real 24-karat gold. Devin during the podcast said, "We could change the world dynamic of boxing and make it like the UFC. Those guys fight each other, lose, fight again and maybe even bigger fights after a loss. Floyd made boxing bigger, but he kind of messed up the game with the undefeated record, so guys don't want to fight each other. They just want to keep the zero. Unfortunately, it's too late for boxing to get back to its former glory, when only the finest competed, because the fighters and their promoters have figured out how to generate money You can't go back. They must maintain their spotless record like a dog guarding a henhouse. With his cherry-picking strategy, Mayweather has produced a Frankenstein monster that is now imitated by practically all fighters and promoters in the industry. When Floyd did take risks during his career, they were calculated ones where he would start a bout after a competitor displayed indications of aging and injury. Coach Kenny Ellis shared an insight about how the WBA World Welterweight Champion American Gervonta Tank Davis is serving his 3-month prison sentence. He's doing well, says the specialist, plays baseball and saucer with other prisoners. They love him. They wanted to transfer Gervonta to a protected place because he is a celebrity. But the Tank said, "No, I will serve my time together with everyone." At the beginning of the month, I became known that Davis was stupid and would serve his time in prison. He violated the conditions of house arrest. The fighter's head coach Calvin Ford believes that prison is what he needs. Interestingly, Tank Davis was wrapped while he was doing time. The lawyer asked to reconsider the decision, but soon he was fired. Stevenson was also in action in the month of April, when he whipped out Shuichiro Yoshino of Japan in a WBC World Title Eliminator. Both Davis and Stevenson are in line for mandatory cracks at current undisputed world champion Devin Haney, who may or may not remain in the lightweight division. Should Haney lift to 138 pounds, then Davis, who holds the WBA's regular belt, will be elevated by the sanctioning body to super champion status, and Haney's departure would see Stevenson collide with the highest ranked opponent for the vacant WBC strap. Most observers view Davis vs Stevenson as a future mega fight, and Sean Porter agrees. "When I look at the way both fighters box, I think it's a match made in heaven," say Porter. "It's the best fight in boxing to be made, and I think it will happen next year. There is a specific recipe required, I believe, to beat Tank, and I honestly believe that Shakur has the gifts, the talent, the athleticism, everything within that recipe." Davis and Stevenson are both expected to return in the fall. At the moment, their immediate futures might depend on Haney's final decision when it comes to his current title reign at 135 pounds. They ain't even a real award show. Fans furious about Gervonta Davis getting nominated for BET Awards while being in prison. WBA regular lightweight champion Gervonta Davis has experienced both extraordinary victories and legal challenges in the year 2023, despite showcasing his boxing prowess with victories over Hector Luis Garcia and Ryan Garcia, with the later fight drawing significant attention and breaking pay-per-view records. Davis now finds himself facing a different kind of fights as he grapples with a recent arrest and the subsequent prison sentence. Davis solidified his reputation as a formidable force in the ring. In addition, his victory over Garcia stole the spotlight. The bout shattered previous pay-per-view record. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.